We came so far from dreams. The path was hard for me. They thought we fall, you see. Well, look at us now, look at us now. We make it hot when we on the scene. Yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team. Yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around. You know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we. Tell me who better than we. We soaring to places you never could reach. When we walk in that spot, don't hear none of you speak. Shh, do you want peace or the peace? A king about to put you to sleep. Listen, my team is elite. You not even qualified to compete. He starving, he barely can eat. I guess that's why he always itching for beef. So I put him on ice and I told him to chill. Close your mouth if you can't pay for the meal. Making statements that you know you don't mean. Nice guy trying to act like he mean. Keep it a buck, keep it a bean. Attitudes will put you dudes in the beam. Isekai, he don't live in reality. Shake back, all become a fatality. Yeah, how you gon' hate when you mirror us? He think he a star, he ain't serious. X him out, we not on the same frequency. If you broke, you ain't hearing us. Work the screw, anime, that's how I feel, period. We winning, that's making them furious. We make it high when we on the scene, yeah, that's 1,000 degrees. I got a grind for me and my team, yeah, you know we gon' eat. You see the crowds when we come around, you know that I roll with some kings. We sit it down, I don't hear a sound, but I ask you who better than we.
Yo, what it do, guys? It is your boy, Leon Mookie here, back with you with another new part of What If Izuku Had a Legion Quirk. This is part 3. In the last part, we went on how Izuku finally understood his newest quirk, that being Legion, as it basically creates several altered versions of himself with that of various different quirk types, such as his first other self, Ryuji, a fire quirk-based sentient quirk. Not only that, it seems like the HPSC plans on trying to use Izuku for their, for their own goals and for their ideas of keeping the perfect society. However, one HPSC officer doesn't want that and just wants to help Izuku improve and not want to see somebody with a powerful quirk like his go to waste, not being a hero or be arrested or basically put in prison, until Detective Naomasa Suguguchi came in and explained the situation currently with him and everybody and those in that Ryuji burned. That being, it was all in self-defense. Not only that, even bringing up certain, camera feeds and past recordings of Bakugo's and everybody else at Aldera's actions towards Izuku, believing he was quirkless, which soon led to Izuku basically breaking down in front of his mother, his new quirk, and Detective Naomasa Suguguchi, which soon Inko deciding to put a restraining order on that of the Bakugos. Little bit of a side note, I've decided to retcon that actually. Mitsuki and Masaru Bakugo will not have a restraining order on them, actually. However, Bakugo will, but I also retconning the fact that him being blacklisted from hero schools. But even so, he still has the restraining order on that of Izuku to never get anywhere near him at all. So yeah, with that out of the way, Izuku is now sent to a different school to make sure to keep away from Aldera, which also basically put a hit on their school's reputation. Well, what left reputation they had, as Izuku was transferred to Tsamei Junior High, a private school in Tokyo, where his first friend at the school would be Tenya Ida. However, to basically allow Izuku to go to such a prestigious private school in Tokyo, he had to be under the guidance of the HPSC, as originally they wanted to use him as their new sponsored public safety hero, just like that of Hawks and Lady Nagant. However, thanks to that of Agent Katase, the agent that actually wanted to help Izuku, as they created that of a program for only that of Izuku to help him improve in his quirk. And then and if it works out pretty well, they may advertise it to that of the public. During a training session, Izuku awakened 2 other sentient quirks, one with that of lightish blue hair with blue eyes, and another version of him with that of how with brighter green hair, and his eyes are a lot more greener as well than the emerald green. As now it shows that Izuku will grow even stronger than before. So, with all that said, let's get into this, shall we, guys? A good 2 years have now gone by since the incident with Izuku awakening his quirk, with now applying to that of Tsamei Private School. Izuku's life has gone a lot more better. Besides being close friends with Ida, he's also become quite popular with that of the school as well. Mainly for being one of the most helpful students, of course. Since people basically don't treat him like that of a pariah or a freak, some people have actually bothered treating Izuku a lot more, well, kind and caring, which led to Izuku actually being seen as somewhat popular. Not entirely popular, because there are some people that are jealous of his quirk, of course, being Legion. Actually, speaking of his quirk, the quirk known as Legion has grown even more than before. Ryuji now has actually have a lot more control over his flames, where he's even able to create that of certain constructs from his flames. Not like weapons or anything, but more like figures, for example. Like he could create that of a bird made out of fire, or possibly that of a tiger made out of fire. It's strong. Ryuji's even able to engulf it, to even increase more of his firepower. His flames can actually turn into that of a freaking dragon. However, doing so basically drains him, causing him to go back inside of Izuku's mental scape. As for his relationship with that of his sentient quirks, it's actually gone a lot more better. Ryuji was originally always considered to be Izuku's basic guardian, or as some people like to call it, his guard dog. Constantly angry at those who he doesn't know or doesn't have any, attachment, or Izuku doesn't have attachment to. Basically, you could say that he's Izuku's self-defense when it comes to being around strangers or people who might, attack him during the years of his bullying, after all. As for the other two, or rather, I should say other four, given that over the years, Izuku has summoned that of two other, sentient quirks that look just exactly like him. The one with the blue hair, Izuku decided to call him Riku. Basically, Riku is somewhat the calm voice of reasoning. Always try to think things logically, fairly, and understand the situation better. In a way, he's like Izuku's form of rashness and his form of analyzation, after all. Not only that, turns out the quirk that basically mimics his blue hair is that of blue lightning, as he's able to control the wattage, the conduction, and even able to channel lightning through that of anything that has that of an electrical outlet. Hell, he could even conduct lightning through a person's body as well, since people use that of electrical signals to even move around, after all, through the nerves. To Izuku, he kind of considers Riku to be his strongest sentient quirks, given the, diversity that his lightning can actually do. But he would never say this out loud, of course. As for the other one, the one with that of the light green hair, and always constantly have that of a smile on his face, Izuku decided to call him Yuma. Yuma has always been somewhat cheerful, kind-hearted, caring, always trying to look things on the positive side of certain situations. Like, for example, Izuku stepped in that of a confrontation with that of two students from that of Tsamei, actually. One from that of a wealthy family, while one comes from that of a middle-class family, actually. Well, Ryuji's basically first step was to burn them both and basically tell them to stop fighting, as his mindset basically telling him, shoot fire first, ask questions later. Riku, on the other hand, basically wanted not to get involved with it, but only wanted to get involved if things got physical or if quirks started being used, after all. However, Yuma, on the other hand, he basically stepped in alongside of Izuku, trying to calm them down and bring up certain things that they both have in common, while also trying to tell them that their arguing is just going to cause more trouble to not just the school but also to their families as well. And the boys didn't want that to happen, so they basically went their separate ways. Surprisingly, he was a pretty good conversationalist, way more better than Izuku, of course, who's basically a nervous wreck due to years of bullying, being touch-starved, and abuse, and being ridiculed and abused after all. As Yuma's kind of a good therapist and a good ear to lean on for Izuku when he's feeling a little bit frustrated or when he's feeling down. As it was quite like this for the time being, even many students at the school couldn't help but see that of Izuku's sentient quirks as just, well, like that of Izuku's siblings after all. His identical siblings. However, as the time went on, and with the HPSC helping him develop his quirk and techniques and abilities, he soon unleashed another sentient quirk, as this one would be quite a handful, even more of a handful than Ryuji, as this Izuku would still look like him. However, he would have that of spiky blonde hair, golden eyes, and also instead of Izuku's appearance, which is he's not as scrawny as he would be in the beginning of canon, as he's at least have a little bit of muscle. You can barely see it, but still. This sentient version of Izuku, on the other hand, he basically looked jacked as hell. Like pretty goddamn muscular for somebody that's supposed to be a 13-year-old after all. As he couldn't help but smile. Within soon saying, "Alright, I'm finally out. After all this time, I finally get the chance to show what I can do." Those who were basically monitoring Izuku with that of the quirk scientists, the agents, and Agent Katashi, of course. However, the director this time isn't even watching. He couldn't help but say, "Unbelievable. So these are what Midoriya's sentient quirks are like. They can even change their body and shape. This is interesting." Then soon, seeing that of a robot that Ryuji hasn't even taken down yet, as he's too confused, couldn't help but smile, saying, "So you finally came out as well. I've been waiting for this for a while now." "You always did know how to talk shit." As he basically slams his fist to the palm of his left hand. Within soon, the blonde-haired Izuku couldn't help but smirk, saying, "Can you blame me? You always said that you would be the strongest out of all of us in Izuku's head. So you can't really blame me for also wanting to basically prove you wrong. So now I get that chance." Within soon, without any warning, a burst of energy basically engulfs around his body. Within, it almost looks like that of flames, actually. Within soon, Izuku saying, "Whoa, what's going on?" Within, Riku stepping in saying, "Stop it, you two. This isn't the time for this. Ryuji, knock it off. Don't antagonize him. And you." Within saying, "Huh? Oh, right, I don't have a name." Within saying, "Yo, Izuku, mind giving me a name?" Within saying, you're indecisive as hell. Alright, I'll give myself a name instead. Since I'm going to help you become the hero of heroes, it only makes sense that somebody such as me has an illustrious name. So why not?" Within, the energy begins to engulf even more as it gets even bigger and bigger. Even to the scientists begin to freak out a bit, saying, "Call me Gilgamesh. Gil for short. It's only natural for somebody like me to have the name of the first king of humanity and the one who took the name King of Heroes. Don't you agree?" Within soon, Ryuji crouching down with flames basically engulfing around him as the flames take the form of that of two tigers. Within saying, "Oh, you entitled, arrogant, damn bastard. You think you got the right to give yourself a name? You got another thing coming! After saying his piece, both sentient quirks basically rush at each other, with then soon, without any warning, Izuku saying, "Stop! Both of you! Now!" With then soon, hearing that command, both of them wanted to basically not listen to Izuku. However, being their quirk user, of course, they have to, and being the original after all, with soon get the one known as Gilgamesh saying, "Seriously, wasting my fun? I basically wanted to prove on how powerful I am that you don't need the rest." Within soon, Riku, not even phased, as he was already behind that of the self-proclaimed Gilgamesh, saying, "Yeah, about that. I need you to not do that again." But then, as Gil saying, "What are you?" As then, Riku using that of his lightning to basically shock Gilgamesh. As then, soon, his entire body basically spasms for a bit and drops onto the ground. As it continues to spasm, within, Yuma can up and say, "Wow, you really had to shock him, did you?" With soon, Riku couldn't help but say, "Could you blame me?" Also, why didn't you try and step in, Yuma? As looking at Yuma, who's currently flying in the air, as he's using, as if you look really closely, you could see that of wind currents basically floating all around that of Yuma, under his legs, with even through his hands as well, with then saying, "Oh, I just wanted to see how this goes, and to see if Izuku would use the command after all." With then Izuku saying, "Wait, command?" As then Ryuji, now getting his bearings again, saying, "The command. Basically, you order us however you see fit. You have the right. You tell us what we need to do, and we'll do it. No questions asked. Even though we're sentient and we have wills of our own, we still basically had to listen to you, since you are our creator, after all. Without you, we don't exist." Within, Izuku hearing this can help but feel somewhat down. Even though they're basically his sentient quirks, he feels like they would be their own person, their own people, and still possibly have the potential of being great heroes if they didn't exist just inside of his head. With then soon, Yuma going to that of Izuku, with then saying, "Hey, cheer up, Izu. After all, we're doing all this to help you become a hero, to help you achieve your dream of becoming a great hero that saves everybody and protects the innocent. That's what matters the most, right?" With Yuma giving one of his $1,000,000 smiles, as it couldn't help but cheer up Izuku, saying, "Yeah, thanks, Yuma." With then soon Izuku looking at that of Gil, saying, You know, if you want, I do have a name for you, but if you like to keep the name Gilgamesh or Gil, I'm fine with that." With then soon, Gil stops spazzing, with it saying, "Oh, damn it. All right, fine, I'll take it. What do you have a name for me? I only use that name as a placeholder." Then Izuku saying, "How about just Gil? Gilgamesh is a little bit too, arrogant, to be honest. So Gil is good enough for me." With then Sue saying, "All right, fine, I'm Gil." Sitting up while still on the ground, saying, "As for my abilities, basically my quirk, I'm able to weaponize and control my life energy, or better yet, my ki. I have superhuman strength, speed, durability. I can move pretty damn fast. I can, just by knowing it, and I can even shoot out my energy like that of projectiles as well. Not as to control. I can manipulate it, but not on the same degree as those three over there." Looking at that of Ryuji, Riku, and Yuma, with Yuma basically waving, Ryuji giving him the middle finger, and Riku not even bothering paying attention, but still listening though. Within, Izuku saying, "That's quite something. In a way, you may have the strength that could even possibly rival All Might," saying, let's not get it too over the top. All Might is still somebody that none of us can actually beat. Even no matter how strong we get. We can at least be strong enough to take down that bastard Endeavor. But other than that, All Might is basically a goal that's unachievable and unfeasible after all. With then Izuku saying, I guess so. With soon, all the other clones can help but nod at that of Gil's words. Agent Katase saying, so even his clones put All Might in high regards as well. I hear that the boy was quite the All Might fanboy, but to this degree that even his clones basically have his hero worship for the number one hero and symbol of peace. It makes all too sense now. Possibly these two, if Midoriya continues to grow stronger, he possibly will be able to surpass All Might. But it's up to him to think he can surpass All Might, though. As for that Gil, looking at the blonde-haired spiky Izuku, with then soon thinking, with then telling the quirk doctors to say, make sure to basically erase all audio and footage as well. Focus more on the quirk test and abilities. Within one of the doctors saying, but sir, saying, if this goes out or even the director finds out about this, they'll put Midoriya more and more on a leash. I refuse to allow this boy to basically suffer because of our paranoia. Do I make myself clear? With then soon, all the doctors couldn't help but nod in acceptance, hoping that the agent is doing the right thing, as even he's thinking the same thing as well. A few months later, being near that of Izuku's time for spring break during his second year at Tsamei, he also awakened another sentient quirk. However, this one was quite different, as he still looked like Izuku, freckles and all, messy hair. However, his hair was brown, and his eyes had that of a, well, not even non-caring look to them. Not to the same level as Riku, but somewhat close to that of not even wanting to do anything, as he having that of a pretty muscular appearance, but not to the same level as that of Gil, but pretty muscular enough to that of Izuku size, who has also gotten quite muscular from the training that he's been doing with his sentient quirks. With then soon saying, so it's my time now, huh? As he having that of a monotone voice that's not even phased by anything. With then Riku saying, so you've come out as well. With then saying, I have. It only seemed right that I be the next one. With then Yuma flying over to that of the brown-haired Izuku saying, it's good to have you out here now. I'm so happy. With then saying, yes, I get that. With soon walking past the two, heading towards Izuku. Before then, kneeling down to the ground saying, I am at your service, Lord Izuku. I will do whatever is necessary to help you achieve your dream. Let my power continue to guide you. With then soon Izuku saying, whoa, what is... With soon Ryuji saying, this is what this guy is. He's basically all stoic and shit, more on the same level as Riku, but he takes basically serving you to a whole other level. He was basically been dying to want to finally meet you after all. Seriously. With then Izuku saying, I'm honored and pleased, saying, it's great. With then soon he begins to show what he can do as he steps on the ground. Within soon, multiple stalactites basically come up, as he's basically had the power to control Earth. Within Izuku saying, whoa, an Earth manipulation quirk. Within saying, correct. Basically, I can do whatever I can with that of the power of Earth. As if I improve even more, I could possibly do even more with Earth as well. Possibly even something close to that of magma. It's only hypothetical. I'm not completely sure. We still need to improve and learn on how my quirk how this quirk of mine works after all. With then Izuku saying, yeah, I still have that of multiple copies within soon going over his notes within Riku saying, he's improved quite a bit. His muscles and density. As he also figured out, yeah, you've seen it. You've seen him also able to use our powers even when we're not outside. It's only when we're out. It's when we're outside of his head that he can't use our powers. Within soon, Riku saying, I always said that he should learn how to use them himself. And you know what he tells? Within the brown-haired Izuku saying he wants us to improve just as much. He can. Sometimes he needs to not be able to use us, but there are times when he does. Within Gil saying, that's why I barely come out when it's necessary. If he's not going to use any of you, at least he can use my powers. Superhuman strength, durability, speed, he'll need, and even the power to fly. Not on the same level as Yuma, but still. With then soon, Izuku begins to write down that of his newest quirk. With then soon, the earth manipulation Izuku can help it say, then I will do everything I can to improve, to help him to achieve his dream no matter what's necessary, to get stronger to the point that he doesn't feel like he needs to endanger himself. With then soon getting straight into that of training, as these are the newest self Izukus, as the one that has the power to manipulate Earth. Izuku calls him Gensu. And now it's time for Izuku's final year at Tsamei. Currently 14 years old and getting ready for school. As since he has to take that of at least that of 2 trains to that of Tsamei after all. The first train so he can basically get to that of, Shibuya after all, and then and then get on that of another train to that of to a district where he would walk to Tsamei, as this has been his routine ever since he transferred. And to Izuku, normally he always tried to, when he went to Aldera, he always tried to have that of a happy-go-lucky face. Hell, even during his time in elementary school, he always tried to make it positive, even though he was faking it all the time. And even with that, his sentient quirks basically trying to comfort him and encourage him as well, it always felt like dread was always behind Izuku. But now going to Tsamei, he actually does have that of an actual happy smile, an actual look of joy and excitement as well with Izuku. However, now since he leaves Aldera, he basically gets to see a lot of other pros he already knows quite a bit of anyway, but even so, he still can't help but get excited, especially seeing a certain pro hero that he knows all too well, being Ingenium, or Tensei Ida's older brother, who Izuku has met at least that of a few times actually. Seeing him and his sidekicks basically currently on patrol, which soon Tensei seeing Izuku, as he couldn't help but wave at the green net, with Izuku waving back as well. As now, however, he has to hurry to that of Tsamei, with now currently classes begin as their homeroom teacher saying, now, since it's your last year here at Tsamei, I know that many of you have that of plans. Some of you plan to go straight into high school and then go to college and possibly head straight into the workforce. Some of you already have that careers that you already plan on. And I know many of you also possibly plan on becoming that of pro heroes by going to that of hero schools. And for that, it's best. I know that many of you probably wish to become heroes, but you all need to think realistically. Do you have the determination, the will, the fortitude to actually become pros? And do you work on your quirks from time to time? I know quirk usage is illegal, but at least find places that you know that will not cause people any trouble to use your quirks, and will not ask for that of the heroes to get involved. When it comes to being a pro, it's an honorable and that of taxing job. But those who actually understand this, I know that you will have that of a great future ahead of you. With then, many of the students couldn't help but actually smile, while some couldn't help but roll their eyes, while others couldn't help but feel somewhat down. As for Izuku, he couldn't help but actually have that of a smile as well. Within, soon Ryuji saying, this teacher really knows how to basically put people down or basically rile their spirits up too. Within, Riku saying he's being a proper teacher. Basically, he's trying to motivate the students to basically do their best, while also seeing those who actually don't have the motivation to reach their goals. If anything, he's a proper teacher. Within, Gil saying, well, at least he knows the students that have that of the greater potential after all. Right, Izuku? Within, Izuku couldn't help but smile, saying, thanks for your, encouragement, Gil. I really do appreciate it. And pep talk. With then, Gensei couldn't help but say, well, that's one way of thinking it, my lord. But then again, unlike that of you and that of Mr. Ida, no way in hell that any of them will have that of the true determination to reach for the top of becoming a hero. Especially since, thanks to that of the HPSC, they decided to allow you to go to UA. Within, Izuku saying, oh yeah, that's true. With soon, Ryuji couldn't help but scoff, saying, still can't believe they basically allowed it. They basically gave in that easily. Within, soon, Riku commenting, saying, yeah, they did. Within, Ryuji saying, you have something in mind, Riku? Within, soon, looking at the fiery Izuku. Within, the lightning Izuku can up and say, yeah, something that they may be planning. The only person that's always been there to help us out is Agent Katashi, after all. Well, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be through this program. Not only that, it seems like the HPSC has also done the same treatment with other people as well. They're bringing in other quirk users who have that of troubles controlling their quirk. It seems like that advertisement that the agent that basically was there for Izuku from the very beginning when he awakened us is starting to work out. Who knows that this was actually his plan this entire time. With then Izuku saying, I think you're overthinking things, Riku. Mr. Katashi has been great help for us. He's been supporting us quite a bit, and I won't lie, I do agree with you and Ryuji. I don't trust the HPSC, at least not everybody there, but those who I do trust, such as him, I know that they want what's best for everybody, after all. With then hearing the words from their quirk user, they all couldn't help but some would agree, some would think he's naive, while some just accepting it as Izuku. As the days started to come to an end, with Izuku gathering up all his things, as currently both Ryuji, Riku, Yuma, and also Gensei were by Izuku's side as he's getting ready to leave. But then Izuku saying, wow, I see. It looks like there's a new pro heroine in Masafu. She debuted this morning. With then soon Ryuji saying, Mountain Lady? Well, I know how popular she's getting. With then soon Yuma saying, oh yeah, definitely. She's gonna have a lot of simps. Within Riku narrowing his eyes at Yuma saying, I'm joking. But to be fair, she will have a lot of perverts on her. I hope she's prepared for being quite the seductive hero. Within, Gensei saying, it's most definitely she's the kind of hero that only wants attention for the fame and glory and money as well. Heroes such as her need to know their place, that they're not needed in today's society, that we need heroes who care more about protecting the innocent, not for the glory or fame, but for the right reasons. But then Izuku saying, I understand that, but Gensei, you also know that there are a few pro heroes that have families, that have loved ones that they need to support and care for. Sometimes being a pro hero is more financially more stable to help out family members, to be honest. That's all that matters. With then soon, Gensei saying, "You're quite right, my lord. I am so naive not to know that. My apologies." As he bows his head, then he's saying, "Please, none of that." With soon, Ida saying, "Midoriya, classes are about to end. We should be getting off the campus as soon as possible. We do not have after-school activities. Or did you decide to join a club this year?" Within, Izuku's like, "Oh, right. Sorry. Yeah, I bet we better get up." Within, soon, the two friends that have been close with each other since the beginning of Tsamei are walking down the halls. Within, soon, Ida saying, "So, you plan on taking that of our teacher's words to heart?" Midoriya saying, "Of course. I've been working hard to prepare my quirk for that of UA." Saying, "Of course. You did say you plan on heading there this year, starting next year. Hopefully, the both of us will be prepared for the entrance exams. I hear that it's quite tough and overwhelming. For such a prestigious school such as UA, it only makes sense." With then soon, he's saying, "Yeah, but I feel like I'm ready. I did pass many of the mock exams and the academic portion, practical exam for the entrance exam. That's quite the troubling one. Some people say that it's always taking on that of robots, while some say that it's different, like saving lives or some other things, or even that of team build. But what I mainly hear is that it's always combat, though." With soon, Ida saying, "It does make a lot of sense. Many heroes have to fight against villains while protecting the innocent." With then soon, he's saying, but then there's also rescue situations. Saving lives is what matters the most, especially when villains have that of hostages. You have to think outside the box." But then Ida saying, "Of course, I overlooked that. Your words have always helped me out quite a bit of Midoriya. When I planned to become a hero, I just wanted to live up to that of my family's reputation, to be the next Ingenium, just like my older brother, or possibly even bear something close to my family name. Because knowing my brother Tensei, he will be the next Ingenium, and most likely either his son, or his daughter, my nephew or niece." Within saying, "You don't want to be Ingenium?" Within, Ida saying, "I need to be realistic, Midoriya. I look up to the name Ingenium, my family's hero name. My grandfather took the name of Ingenium, my mother, then my brother. And I always dreamt of being Ingenium, but knowing my time when I become a pro, I can't bear that name. I cannot have that name, because there's no other better person to be Ingenium than my brother, Midoriya." As he smiles at this, while looking forward, as Izuku couldn't help but admire Ida's devotion and respect for his brother, as he basically idolizes him almost like the same way Izuku idolizes All Might. As they soon reach the end to the school, but then saying, "Midoriya, I plan on heading to my brother's agency. Do you want to come along?" Saying, "I would love to, but I have something important to take care of, actually." Within saying, "I see. Understandable and unfortunate. I hope everything goes well for your appointment." As Ida bows his head, within Izuku does the same thing out of respect for his friend. Within materializing being that of Gil, Ryuji, Riku, and Yuma. Within Gil saying, "Guy really does have quite a bit of a stick up his ass. Respectable, but still, I wonder if he could ever use that stick to beat people with it, though." With then Ryuji saying, "I don't know. I mean, it would be funny if he actually could." With then Izuku saying, "Guys, knock it off." With then soon Riku saying, "The fact is that Ida has the great potential to be a great hero. The only thing weighing him down is that he believes that he's going to be second nature to his older brother." With then Izuku saying, "Yeah, but that's Ida's problem. And whatever he decides for himself, As his friend, I'll support him. With then, soon, looking at the rest of his other sentient quirks, as without just looking, you could tell that they all agree the same way, as little did anybody realize that the sentient quirk versions of Izuku have also got along quite well with Ida too. It's just that Ida doesn't like Izuku to use his quirk all the time, which the rest of the other quirks are a little bit down a fact. But even so, Ida does respect a few of them quite a bit. Well, except one, as Izuku is heading to the train station so he can head to the headquarters of the HPSC with Izuku, as he's basically waiting on a traffic light. With then soon, somebody screams out, "Watch where you're going!" With then soon, everybody basically turning around. Well, no, as Izuku noticed that of a tall woman, and she looks like that of a looks like that of a fox actually, with that of blue fur. As she's saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to. I should have known where I was going." With then the man saying, "Yeah, you should have. How could somebody as tall as you not realize on where she's going?" With then saying, "I truly am. I was just heading. I just wanted to get to work as soon as possible." With then saying, "Seriously, people like you are so incompetent. Just because you have a tall quirk, you think you can look down on people like us?" Saying, "No, that's not what I." With then, without even realizing it, Izuku's body was moving on his own, stepping between that of the tall fox-like woman and the man that was basically berating her, saying, "Please, sir, you're causing quite a bit of a scene here. Berating a woman for apologizing for what she's done. Don't you think that's disrespectful?" Within, the man saying, "Huh? The hell you talk about, kid? Stay out of the way of adult business." Saying, "Sorry, but I can't just look away when you're basically berating a woman who has already apologized and is sorry for her actions. You can't just do when you're doing stuff like this. It basically paints you out like that of the villain after all." Within, soon, the man couldn't help but freak out, saying, "What? Me, a villain? You got a lot of nerve, kid. Don't you know who I am?" I am. Within, soon, Izuku saying, "Sorry, sir, but I don't know who you are, and I really prefer not to. But even so, could you please lay off the woman for a bit? After all, this is a public area. Don't you not want to cause any more trouble than you already have?" With then soon, the man looking around, seeing that many people are basically staring at him, would soon say, "Whatever. Seriously, people these days, basically not even watching where they're going and butting in where they don't need to. What the damn brat thinking he's a hero or something?" As the man walks off, but then soon, many other people began to talk too, saying, "Guys like that are really a dime a dozen." Within, somebody saying, "Yeah, but at least that young man stepped in when needed. Seriously, honestly, I think he should have just stayed out of it. This is a problem for adults to handle and settle." With then Izuku hearing all of this, but soon looking at that of the tall woman, saying, "Are you okay, miss?" Saying, "Yes, I am. Thank you for helping me." Young man saying, "No problem. If it helps, my body kind of just moved on its own without thinking." So saying, "That's sweet. That's honestly sweet of you. But wouldn't you have been afraid?" Saying, well, a little bit." With soon seeing that at the crosswalk as Izuku walks off, however, soon the tall fox-like woman also walks beside him, saying, "Oh, you heading this way as well?" Saying, "Yes, actually. I was heading this way because of work. I'm a little bit... It's not that I'm late, it's just that I prefer to get there a little bit early, though." With then saying, "I see." With then saying, "Are you..." Saying, "I have a little bit of an after-school activity I have to take care of. It's just a couple streets down." Saying, "Oh, I see. Well, my workplace is just a little bit down here as well. I maybe we'll see each other again, but doubtful. I work pretty late at night. Within he's saying same. Let's just say the activity is quite strenuous. With soon, she's saying, "It's a pleasure. Once again, thank you for helping me. You really did save me, after all." Within Izuku couldn't help but blush, hearing the words that he saved somebody. Within saying, "It's no problem. I mean, I am trying to become a hero after all." So saying, "You're trying to become a pro hero? Well, if that's the case, I'm rooting for you. Izuku Midoriya. That is my name." Soon saying, and I should introduce myself too. My name is Ipan Jose. I'm 22 years old, and I'm just your average day office worker. Within, Izuku saying, "It's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am. I'm just a third year from, Tsamei Private School Academy, and I'm 14 years old. I'll be 15 in 4 months or so." Saying, I see. Well then, Midoriya, I hope you have a good day." And within saying likewise, Miss Jose, as Izuku bows his head alongside that of Jose as well. Within the two splitting off. With then Yuma couldn't help but comment saying, "Hey, Izuku, your heart basically raced a little while there." Within Izuku saying, "Could you blame me? I mean," within soon, Ryuji saying, "You only blushed because she said that you saved her, like a hero after all." Am I guessing you're developing a little crush? Saying, "What? No, it's nothing like that. Plus, she's older than me." With then soon, Gil commenting saying, "You do know the age of consent is 14, which you are." With then, Izuku's face goes nuclear red saying, "That's not the point, Gil." With soon, Riku saying, "Even so, it doesn't matter. You did a good thing, you helped her out, and that's all that matters the most. You did the actions of what any normal person, what any hero would do to help out. Isn't that the ideas of a hero that what we stand for, Izuku?" As he could actually feel the smirk coming from his head, as then soon Izuku saying, "Yeah, I guess you're right, Riku." With soon, as Izuku having that of a positive experience, thinking that his ideas of just helping those in need, either if it being that as a pro hero or just as Izuku Midoriya, is what matters the most to him. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Love to read them. So, I hope you guys like this. This was more of a development chapter showing the other sentient quirks inside of Izuku. There's going to be more and more appearing as time went on. Some during that of times of training, some during that of stressful situations like that of Ryuji. And in case you guys are wondering, yes, Ipe Jose, basically that tall fox-looking woman from the Dark Hero arc, is going to be shipped with Izuku. Now you may be wondering, why her? I mean, she's basically nothing but a side character, saying this Izuku is a lot more different from canon Izuku. He's not as touch-starved, nervous. Well, he's still nervous and shy or timid like he was in canon. With the help of his sentient quirks and also going to that of a new school with that of a more positive experience, yeah, Izuku is going to be a lot more better and a lot more cheerful. However, being around somebody else who was basically like him, like that of Ipen Jose that we saw, who was kind of in that of fear during when heroes basically all, disappeared and kind of dropped, and people were basically being vigilantes alongside Izuku, and Izuku saving her and protecting her, seeing him like that of her hero, I think it only fits. So yeah, at any rate, if you guys like this, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification, keep to date my videos when I upload on the channel. Also, please check out my Discord, my gaming channel, my side channel, my other channel, my Patreon, and my Cash App. All linked in the description below. So, with all that said, this is Leo Muki, signing out. Later guys, and hope you all take care. Shiro Kitsune, you know what to do.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!